Let's walk through a full plyo session to develop single leg power with our elite level baseball athletes. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so for today's training session, what we focused on was single leg power for our baseball athletes. And more so than that, we actually are in our eccentric phase of modified triphasic, where we really focus on decelerating and force absorption when it comes to our plyometrics. So it's all about that eccentric motion that we want to stress during our plyometric phase. So first things first, as we typically do, we elevate and perform some lower limb prep and just prepare the lower limb, foot, ankle complex for the more aggressive, intense jumps we're about to perform. Also, I like to accumulate that volume throughout the duration of their off season so that we can continue to make that lower limb more elastic. Then from there, we're going to essentially add a little bit of prep to get the hips and the knees involved to be able to, again, produce better quality work down the line when we go to our more aggressive plyometrics. Right from there, we're going to kick off into our single leg deceleration jumps. Now, I do these with a lot of my athletes simply because they are highly effective in being able to develop, again, that athlete to be able to absorb force, generate energy, to then use that as a prerequisite to produce force, right? So first and foremost, we start off with our sprinter step-ups, where the athlete's on the side of the bench press, being able to utilize a little bit more hamstring and glute. Then from there, we go alternating sprinter step-ups, where the athlete is actually facing the bench. Now from this position, by leaning over the torso, over the thigh, tracking the knee over the toe slightly, we're actually decelerating and placing a little bit more stress and emphasis on the actual quad to decelerate. And then finally, we flip it around and we perform a Bulgarian, where the athlete is, again, focused on decelerating from that Bulgarian split squat stance or jump, if you will, and essentially tacking the glutes and hamstrings a little bit more through that split squat position. Now from here, we actually progressed this and we attacked some more deceleration exercise from a vertical standpoint, where we're using gravity by the athlete essentially stepping off a bench and essentially being able to catch themselves and stabilize in that vertical motion. And then we went from there and worked a more horizontal deceleration exercise, where we did basically a rebound lunge, where we used a band assisted, where essentially the coach or myself is pulling on the athlete and they need to be able to decelerate themselves from propelling themselves forward and then rebound back into the original position. So as you can see, we've chosen a lot of exercises or movements in this particular training session where we're really focused on stressing that eccentric portion of the movement through a plyometric phase. So this is how we kind of set it up and tweak these exercises to really apply that stimulus we're looking to achieve, which is for the athlete to be able to ultimately decelerate rapidly or absorb more force. And so there you have it, guys. This is going to translate over to every athlete. Like I said, these happen to be our elite level baseball players, but this will also work for football, baseball, basketball, soccer, most team sports that need to generate a lot of horizontal and vertical force. If you're interested in a full plyometric program, go ahead and check out the link down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.